Hello, my name is Matt from Official Xbox Magazine. We've had lots of requests for more Dragon's Dogma videos, so here we are. If you missed the first one, you can go and have a look at that by clicking here. And we've also got some special videos about the pawn system and job and class system. If you get to the end of the videos and there's still a bunch of stuff you want to know, then head to oxm.co.uk/Dragon's Dogma and you'll be able to ask us anything about the game, and we'll do our best to answer as many questions as we can. Before we go on though, I'd just like to point out that the theme tune to Dragon's Dogma is inexplicably awesome cheesy rock, which if you've ever played Sonic Adventure 2, you'll know is brilliant. Today, what I'm going to show you is a mission in which I have to hunt down a griffin. It's pretty far into the game, but we've got quite a long journey to go, and you can see, as you're probably aware, I'm still quite fond of setting fire to things, particularly things that look like dogs. Now, I've still got all my health, and we're doing okay. We've got quite a long way to go. We've met up with some chaps and we managed to lure the griffin down into a field, but it got away and it sort of run off to this coliseum in the distance. So I'm going to meet up with some army dudes and hopefully bring it down. I've actually also set off at night this time because I'm aware that the length of journey is going to take me quite a while, so I kind of want it to be daybreak when I start to get round to the cliffs. So here we are, we found a little camp with the guys, and they've sent us off to meet them there, which is pretty inconvenient for me. Luckily, it is almost daybreak, and I haven't got that far to go anymore, because I am dealing a lot with direwolves, and the problem with direwolves is they're completely immune to ice, and I've kind of specialised a little bit in terms of using my fantastic 6-shot archer skill, which isn't used in ice, which means it's not actually that useful. Luckily, I've still got my ridiculous fire skills. I have actually been playing as a sorcerer as well, a lot more, which is an entirely different class with its own special magic skills. And I haven't got any footage of that in the video today, but I'll hopefully try and have some soon, because when you level up those skills, they're just absolutely ridiculous. You can summon huge spikes of ice out of the ground and whirlwinds and all sorts of nonsense. Bumped into another Cyclops as well, but actually I've got pretty powerful now. I mean, I'm actually quite beastly, and I worked out a few tricks with these guys. You literally just zap them up with electricity, get them on the ground, and then line up the fire to burn right along and knock them in the face. Boom. And you'll also note Jumballs has had a bit of an upgrade since last time. He's now got pretty awesome armour and a massive hammer. We finally made it up to the cliffside, so we're actually not far off from where the Griffin's lair is supposed to be now. It's pretty eerie up here, and if you look over you can see Grand Soren, the main city off in the distance, and you can also see the castle where I was meeting the chaps and fighting the ogre. So quite a big distance. The world in this isn't as big as Skyrim, but it's a really nice size. It's big enough that you can, by the end of the game, know everywhere quite well, but also feel like you get a real sense of distance when you travel around. Now in these tight little caverny areas, it's really easy to get messed up, and I'm being pretty stupid here. I'm going in on my own. I really should be pressing up on the D-pad to send my dudes in first, and it doesn't really pan out well, this battle. We get caught up, there's a lot of guys in the shadows. I should be using my lantern, and I'm not. And I'm picking up flowers where I should be fighting, and in a minute everybody's dead. Anyway, I eventually make my way back and eventually manage to take these guys out. They're really tough actually. I'm pretty far in the game now, and a lot of the danger isn't as bad as it was because I'm just beastly powerful. But there are still areas and still enemies which really cause me a lot of beef. This guy with a cape, he was a real git. Did not like him in the slightest. But then it turns out there's a little bit of a surprise which I'm not expecting, and actually I should have spotted it by now. Oh, that rock is moving, and that's a golem. And this isn't good actually, because the differences with the classes, and this is a really good example of why you need a team and why you need it valued. It's a really good example of why you need to vary your team. I am a mage at the moment. I'm kind of a magic archer. I'm a magic archer at the moment, which means I'm kind of screwed against golems, because ice damage will do a bit to them, but really you want to be getting hammers and maces and battering these weak points. And as you'll see, I'm not really that much use, so I don't really know what to do at the moment. I can switch some daggers and try and stand up a bit, but it's really not my specialisation. These daggers aren't that good. I just found them in a box. I can't lie, they're not brilliant. After about half an hour of walking over, I finally managed to get towards the Colosseum. I can see it in the distance now, and I'm getting quite close. It's a pretty imposing structure. It reminds me a little bit of the stuff from Dark Souls, has that kind of really abandoned feel. When you're actually in the dungeon areas, there aren't a huge amount of them in the game, but when you're in them, it's properly like Dark Souls. It's often really bleak, really dark, you don't know what's around the corner, there are traps. I mean, snow harpies aren't usually a problem, but actually in really enclosed quarters like this, they can cause us quite a lot of beef. So, Dragon's Dogma doesn't look like a very pretty game when you first play it, but actually the lighting, especially at night, is just spectacular. There's a real sense of kind of earthy gravity to everything, and it's awesome. Now I'm finally here. I get the impression that behind this door is the point at which I'm going to actually have to face the Griffin. And there he is. Now obviously this feels like a massive set piece. It's pitch black, there's thunder, there's smoke in the air, but I could have come in the day. You know, this is pretty random. Like, you know, I've seen other people fight this guy in the day, but I'm in the middle of the night. You know, that whole thing about leaving at the right time, it kind of didn't pan out well for me. Now I'm gonna have to knock the wood off this door so I can get through with these soldiers. Just to be honest, they're gonna come in handy because this guy is kind of deadly in close quarters. Now, to be honest, in retrospect, I've no idea why I did this. I could have gone through the gate, but I decided to run up here and start bashing boxes and taking the long route. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm amazed I didn't get killed. But it seems like we've got the Griffin's attention and he's doing some bad stuff. It's a really nice example of one of the set pieces actually. It's kind of got us cornered. He's destroying where we're standing. Oh god. And I've never fought a Griffin before, and he's kind of got this crazy electricity in him, which seems to basically kill everything. So at the moment, I'm really bashed into a corner. I kind of rely as a mage on being able to get away from stuff and get far away, and I don't really know what to do at this point. But luckily, at the last minute, predictably, we can get through this gate and we can push on. Now we've managed to get inside this kind of horrible lightning-stricken castle. I've just used a shed load of healing items trying to fend off that attack, and one of my guys fell off a cliff, I think. He's not here. I don't know what happened. I'll be honest, I don't know what happened, but he's gone, and the problem with pawns dying is I can get it back, but not until I go to a riftstone, and there aren't any riftstones here. So basically I just have to kind of press on with Jumbles and the other dude. And we're here, we're at the boss battle, and now I'm going to show you a really classic RPG gaming move, which is called run straight past the boss and go and look at the blue shiny treasure. Now this is a quartz crystal, and I've never seen one of these before, but it's actually quite cool. I've only found one in the game actually. There might be another one, but I don't know. Anyway, I'll explain what that's for in a little bit. In the meantime, I've got a big bird to kill, and it's pitch bloody black, and I'm getting a little bit terrified. Luckily, I've got fire, and fire is brilliant for burning wings, so we can knock this guy down with a plonk. Now, it's the battles like this in Dragon's Dogma that kind of blow you away, because it's quite easy after a while, after fighting the same enemies again and again and again, to kind of be like, it's getting a bit samey. You can change your classes up, you can approach it differently, but you have moments like this every now and then where you fight something entirely new, and the animations are absolutely superb, and the way they'll fight you is just incredibly varied. You'll see this guy leaping off the walls and really getting desperate as his health gets low. You can see he's covered in blood. There's me picking up an explosive barrel and chucking at him. You know, I don't really do a lot of the whole climbing up monsters as well, but at one point in the battle I see one of my guys grab onto his back and get carried up into the air. I mean, that doesn't seem like a very safe idea, but it's bloody awesome. Ding! Finally, I've been trying to beat this Griffin and chase him down. The whole quest in total has probably taken me just over an hour and a half. I did die a couple of times admittedly, but I've done it. I've killed the Griffin, I've got loads of gold, I've got a port crystal. And the port crystal is one hell of a treat. Now, I'm just going to whack it down here. I mean, this is a game in which, as you've probably noticed, you have to walk around quite a lot. You can fast travel back to the city, but the items you do that with are one use. They're very rare and they're very expensive. It's entirely possible to use too many of them, and then just for the rest of the game, you can't really find any more. The port crystal is great because wherever I put this becomes a new checkpoint. I can travel back to Grand Soren, the main city, at any point I want, but now, wherever I put this, I can fast travel back to. Too many games just let you travel around all over the map in a blink of an eye. This one actually makes you work for it. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Do check out some of the other stuff we've done if you want to learn more specifically about the pawn system, or if you want to learn more specifically about the skill and job system. Also, do go to www.moveyourpixel.fr/Dragons Dogma, where we will answer any of your questions about the game, and also subscribe to the channel while you're here.